And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shaw Farrelly for the Shaw Farrelly Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shaw Farrelly Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastakal, Namaskar to all the listeners. This is Attorney Shaw Farrelly, and today we're going to talk about immigration. Of course, immigration is really big right now with all the things that happened in the past few weeks, including especially the detention and separation of children. And yesterday, President Trump said he's going to actually sign an executive order to actually stop that. However, I was just reading an article a few minutes now on Democracy Now, which says it's not really his intention. It was just a kind of another stunt. So the truth is that it's probably going to continue, and let's see how things unfold. But this was really, really heartbreaking when you hear the stories, when we hear the calls from the clients, and it was one of those episodes in my career as a lawyer that really kind of hurt me. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is first of all Attorney Shaw Farrelly, and today I have Michael with me. Anything I'm going to tell you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And if you want to call the studio line today, we will open it in a few minutes. It's 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And I will try my best to answer your questions live. Lots of issues, including backlog, including etc. We name it. I don't know where to start really, but I wanted to start with this one because this is big. It has really brought the international community, even Republicans, against this, and many people are really kind of upset about it. But the truth is that now seeing this, it gets me more irritated. I'm hoping it's gone, but it seems like it was just a show. It's not really gone, but let's wait and see to know more. This is an article I just found out 10 minutes ago. I was so pumped up that it worked, but it might have been just a show. So let's get ready for more, unfortunately, more bad things coming. And if they are able to do that, that means anything else will go. So now the other thing I wanted to mention, also there was another article on a newspaper basically stating that their backlog for EB1 is almost going to be 10 years. I don't think that's the case. It will be probably more 4 or 5 years. That's the more reality. But one good news, we saw a jump on the visa bulletin for July 2018. It seems like the EB2 category for India is moving to March 2009. That's at least one good news, a jump of around 2.5 months. We have not seen one like this for a long time. But like I said, luckily we have not seen retrogression either. So for those who will be eligible, who can file their I-485, don't lose time, get ready. And if you need help to file your I-485, please feel free to call our office, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. Even if you want a private consultation, feel free to call. And again, the number to the studio line today is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And like I said, I have Michael with me really helping me. And I just wanted to check with, so you can hear me clearly today, hopefully. This is Attorney Shaw Farrelly from the Shaw Farrelly Law Group. For our news listeners, we are I'm sorry, I just had a call. So we are located in Newark, California, near Fremont, and our website is Farrelly Law, or just type attorneyonair.com, and we will be glad to. You can actually check. We try our best to update the information But lately I've not been writing any articles because it's been so busy. So I've been putting mostly YouTube. So if you go on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/sharp-riley-law, I try to put updates on a regular basis in there. I think we have one caller, right, Michael? Harry? Hello, hi, Harry. This is Shah.
Hi, Shah. Good morning, and thank you for doing the show. I have a question for you. You were just tuned in, and you were talking about some EB1 retrogression. I am actually going through the EB1 process right now, and do you know the estimate for how long it's going to take for EB1 approval at this time?
No, the approval of the I-140, it will happen pretty much. If it is an EB1A or EB1B, you can get it within a couple of weeks because you can do it on premium. But the I-45 itself is what's going to take around 3-4 years. But we might also see a jump again on October, like last year it happened. And so the calculation that they published on this paper is, personally, I don't think is exact because they're putting 34,000, etc. I think we will not have to wait that long like they're saying because they're looking at the extreme on this. So I hope I'm right. So and I apologize again. So but at least you should file it because what will happen ultimately, since the second chart is current, we might see USCIS opening people to at least file for their I-45 and get an EAD, which is very, very helpful. So don't give up on the EB1. In fact, it is recommended if you can get an EB1 to go ahead on it. Okay?
If it's not a premium, how long does it take? For the
EB1C is taking around 1 year to 15 months.
EB1A, how long is it taking?
EB1A, I don't know. I never done it without premium. So I don't have an idea exactly. But EB1C, there's no premium. It's taking around 12 to 15 months. So I will think it's around the same time.
That's the one where managerial one, right? Outside the country, managerial for 1 year?
Yes, the managerial one. Yeah, it's good you bring it up. So it's EB1A for extraordinary abilities, EB1B for outstanding professors and researchers, and EB1C for managers and executives transferees. Okay?
I see. Okay, thanks.
Okay, good luck to you. So just to let people know, so I wanted to congratulate Sharif in our office. He just got a very difficult EB1A approved this week, and it didn't take long to get approved. The client has been waiting on EB2 for years, so we could take now the priority date and bring it to the EB1, which will obviously allow him to get what we call his I-45 file, and hopefully his green card soon. I think I have Anand waiting, right, Michael? Hi, Anand. Hello? Hello? I think we lost Anand. I'm sorry.
Hello?
Hello, hi, Anand. This is Shah. You're live in air. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, sorry. I think he cannot hear us, Michael. Hello? Okay, so I'll continue with the show. I think Anand, sorry Anand, please call again, 510-657-1170, and I wanted to thank everybody from Radio Zindagi for giving me this opportunity to be on radio, especially now we really need the radio more than ever. Things are not getting easy in America for immigrants, and we are hearing horror stories on all the sides. I have people calling with 10 years, 11 years on their H-1B, suddenly getting a denial on a specialty occupation or some other reasons. So it's becoming really hard. But at the same time, good news are coming, like EB1s we're getting, national interest waiver we're getting approved. But also we got a very difficult H-1B approved. Shalini in the office, who was handling the case with me, did an excellent job on that. I wanted to do a shout out for her because she was really kind of holding that case together. Even though at one point I was ready to give up, she didn't give up, and we got it approved. And it was a very complicated case, especially they denied that H-1B twice. Ultimately, we fought it and we refiled and we were able to win. So don't give up just because you get a denial, by the way. Always try and talk to a lawyer who understands the difficulties, because many of the lawyers practicing, unfortunately, they have not really faced difficulties because it was pretty much straightforward. But now things are no longer straightforward, so it is good to have an experienced attorney. And since our office, we deal mostly with difficult cases, so the experience is a little bit higher. I'm not saying many attorneys are out there doing an excellent job, but at the same time, we can do a little bit more because of the experience. Let me take another caller, Michael. I think it's Anan or Nina. This is right, you're 11 here. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Shah.
Good morning, Nina. How are you?
Good. I have one question. I have applied for my sister for a green card in 2006 January. So how long will it take?
2006. It's taking around 11 to 12 years, so it should become current soon. I didn't check the visa bulletin lately, but you go in the visa bulletin, just type visa bulletin July 2018 and look into the category for sisters of U.S. citizen. It takes 12 to 13 years, and you will have the exact date there. I don't have
Thank
it
you very much.
my head. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much,
Mr. Shah. I think it's closed though. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Shah. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Bye-bye.
Let me take another caller. Is this Anand? Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, Anand.
I'm not able to hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now?
No, voice is very low actually.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. If I speak louder, can you hear me?
No, not
ask your
clear
question
actually.
and then I'll answer you off air. Ask your question.
Okay, I'll ask my question, but actually your voice is very low. But should I dial in from another phone or something?
Yeah, please do that. Maybe that will be easier. Okay?
Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll just dial in from another phone. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize because this is the shows are done online, and of course, even technology is good. We still have those issues because there are a lot of this is a radio, so we have different lines coming in, and sometimes we do have that. So it's always good to call from a landline, but sometimes cell phone is better. So I don't know really. I'm not an expert. Maybe an expert can tell us. But at the same time, feel free to call. The lines are open, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. We are live, and we will. This is Attorney Sharp from the Sharp Pirali Law Group. If you want to know a little bit about us, you can check piralilaw.com or just type attorneyonair.com. attorneyonair.com. I wanted to talk, of course, I was talking about this situation. We have these kids that have been separated, and it seems like we have a situation there, but it's supposed to be clear, but so many political moves there. We will talk about that in a minute. Let me take another caller. Shalini? Hello?
Hey, hi, Shah. Good morning.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me properly?
It's very low, actually.
Oh, okay. I think it's from our side, but I'll speak loud as much as I can, but let me know if you don't hear me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
I think now it's better. Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you very clearly, though. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have a quick question regarding my H-1B, Shah. Actually, so this year, my H-1B is applied in consular process as I traveled in the month of April. So that's the reason my employer has applied in consular process. So, last 2 days back, I got my approval as well. It got picked and it got approved. So my question is, right now I'm on OPT student visa. That is going to expire in August last week, this year, August. So I have cap gap extension until September 30th. So what I'm looking is, as far as I read some immigration forums, and I got to know that if the H-1B is applied in consular process and if it is approved, I have to go back to the, home country or any other place and get the stamping done and come back, and then it gets activated. So yes. How to avoid this? Is there any other way? If I don't want to travel in the month of September, due to some medical reasons, I don't want to travel for next 6 months. So that's the reason I'm just asking if there is any option I can do. I can activate my H-1B from here itself.
Yeah, it is doable. You have to file an extension and ask them to change your status from OPT to back to the H1 I-94. However, it's a risky one because when you do that, they look at the case completely as a new case. And if you get an officer who's really kind of not really kind of paying attention to it, they might say, "Oh, you should have done that in the beginning," and then it can create a mess on your H-1B. I will highly recommend, if you have a good job and your company is willing to back you up, I will recommend just leaving, getting the stamp, and come back. But if you don't want to leave, that the only way you can do that is actually to go out. You can do an extension asking them to basically change the petition. It's an extension, change the petition from a consular processing to a change of status. But I highly don't recommend it. That's all.
Got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Good luck to you. Wish you all the best. Okay.
Yeah.
Shiny?
Thanks, sir.
Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Let me another caller. I think it's Anand. Anand, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's still low.
Sorry.
But,
ask your question, and then I'll cut off the line, and then you can just hear it on the radio. Okay? Okay.
Actually, I don't have access to radio, but okay, I'll just ask my question. Let's say, so my wife's OPT is ending next January, and she doesn't have an option for H1 again. This year was the last. Yeah. So now she has H4 EAD option. She can apply H4 EAD now, but my concern is about the H4 EAD going away. Also, my H1 is renewal on October 1st week. So what options do I have now if she has to work next year? Should I convert to H4 EAD now, or wait till October 1st week and then do H1, H4, H4 EAD, or any other options she has for work permit next year?
Okay, that will take some time. But let me just tell you, it's you don't have much of a choice except the H4 EAD. But the problem is that if you file it now, she will get it only till October. And by the time it's approved, it's going to be...
my H1 is till March next year. So I have due renewal in October.
Okay, I got you. Then she will get it only till next March. That's the sad part. So you can only hope that by October, H4 EAD will still be there. Hopefully it will, because I'm hoping that there will be a lot of fight on this. And you can file it. Otherwise, you don't have many options for her until wait next year and put her in an H1B, or you still need to put her in H4 even there's no EAD, but then next year file the H1B, because there's no other options right there. And also, just to let people know, a lot of people are moving to student visa and then taking CPT. It's not a good idea, by the way. Although it's available, it's not a good idea. Okay. So the best is just to try.
So one more thing, I might not consider about the CPT option, but should I do H4 EAD now? Because now if I do, it will take 4 to 5 months, and again in October first week I might have to do again for my H1 renewal.
Yes.
So should I do now, again do in October? My concern is if I do now and it doesn't get approved in the next 4 or 5 months, again I do another one, then it will be both parallel. Or should I wait? But if I wait and before October, if H4 EAD is removed, then she won't even get till March, right?
Well, that's a very strategic question, and I don't have an answer except that it is. When is her OPT expiring, you said?
January 20th.
January 20th. Then it is useless, because she still can work until January. If you file the H4 EAD and then gets cancelled in October, and in October you don't have a new H4 EAD, then she's stuck. She won't get anything more. So it's better to file in October then, but I cannot promise you H4 EAD will still be there in October, because right now there's no use. If you file it, then she will lose on the OPT, and for no reason, plus it will be cut off well, you have till March, right, you say?
Yeah.
That's another idea, Yeah,
but if she files now and they think that they are not giving H4 EADs for future ones, then she might just get H4, and then her OPT will also not be valid, right, if she just gets H4 in September, October? in case they don't approve H4EAD?
That's a lot of speculation, and I don't know the answer because you're asking me to speculate. But the only thing I can tell you, since if she gets an H4EAD now, it will go up to March. At least she will have 2 more months extra. And then if the new if the H4EAD is not taken away, you can just extend it after that. So it's going to be your call to decide. I cannot really advise you to go for it or not, but the only thing you're going to waste is the money. So you might as well just go ahead and file it. At least you get 2 more months extra for her. And hopefully, if in the meantime you're able to file your H1 and her H4 is not approved, you might be able to let the USCIS know and ask them if they can extend, because you will have to file a new H4 for her too. They might be able to attach the 2 and give the EAD up to the time of the H4. It did happen in one case like that for me, but it's only one time it happened. So it's very hard for me to tell you to go for it or not, but then look at it this way. Worst case scenario, you lose only the money, plus she gets 2 months. So it's a good idea to file for it. But it's a lot of speculation there, and so I cannot really give you an answer on a speculation. But personally, I'll probably go for it. But give me a call at the office. We can talk in more private, 510-742-5887. If you decide to go forward, then I can analyze the entire case before we make a move. Okay?
Sure. Just one thing. So if I do now and again do in October and the previous one is already in process, then it should not confuse the USCIS, right?
No, it won't confuse them, but it might. It all depends who's the officer looking at it. But we will have to, unfortunately, you don't do it this way. What you do, then you extend the H4. But that's why I say I cannot give you all this answer right now because I have only 2-3 minutes. I have 2 people waiting. But give me a call and then we can talk in more details what we should do. But it is a good idea to go forward with it. Okay? Good luck to you.
Okay.
Let me take another caller. This is Shabra. You alive in here? Is this Rahul?
Hello, sir. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, Rahul. You're welcome. Thank you for waiting. What can I do?
No problem. I need to file for my H1 extension that is beyond 6 years. And my role, I'm performing here as a senior project manager. And my H1 petition was approved for computer system analyst. So considering current situation, I'm very concerned whether performing a role of project manager, senior project manager is okay with computer system analyst. I want to know your feedback, sir.
Okay, if you're asking about the cap exemption, that means will you be able to get an H-1B in a different job? The answer is yes, because this is a progressive thing. Now, if you're asking me if the project manager will get approved, that's a different story because I have to look at that. I will not know until I look at your entire case. Because it's not generic. It all depends what level they are putting you on, etc. But lately they have been attacking also project managers. They are calling them basically too generic, and they are calling them almost like an administrative position. So it is possible, depend how they file it, and they will have to probably put you at the highest level. And that's where many companies don't want to do because the salary is too high. So project manager you will be able to get your cap exemption. That means you can file under that even you're moving from a system analyst. However, getting it approved is a different story. It all depends how it is prepared and what level they are putting you, etc., etc. It's no longer like I tell you, yes, go for it, it will get approved. No. A lot of work has to be done. I have to pretty much assess the company, assess the details, and that's a lot of work. That's like half the H-1B itself. So make sure that the company kind of puts you on the highest level, then you might have a chance. Okay?
Highest level means what highest level?
When you look at the website of the flcdatacenter.com, they have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 is max. So I'm advising people to put level 4 is possible now, but the salary is so high, most companies don't want to go for it. So look into that and check on it. If you go on flcdatacenter.com, flcdatacenter.com, just go there, put your county, etc., and the job, you might be able to get it. Just to let people know, this is an interesting question you asked me. If you see a job zone 4 on that, there's a coding, they call it job zone 4, there's a chance you're going to get a huge RFE on a specialty occupation. If it is a job zone 5, you have less chances of getting an RFE, even though you will get an RFE, but it won't be that bad. So make sure, well, I'm pretty sure the lawyer will know how to do that, but that's a lot of work. That's where pretty much the secret of the H-1B. Okay?
Okay. I believe they put me in level 3, sir.
Yeah, level 3 might be okay, but it depends how they describe the job. Project manager is kind of generic, so you need to have exactly what you're going to be doing inside of it. Okay?
One quick question. Is it okay to mention just manager instead of project manager? Does it matter?
Yes and no. It's not the title. It's the job description, right? And it has to match a code on that FLC data center, which is the SOC code. That's very important, and if it is not done properly, then you will get it denied. I'm pretty sure your lawyer will know how to do that, because otherwise they can't get any H-1B approved. But right now, the things are changing on a daily basis, so I can tell you yes now and later it's not good. So until it's prepared and filed, it's very hard to tell.
Okay. What is the website you said? SSC data?
F like Frank, L like Larry, C like Cat, Data Center, DATACENTER.com. Okay? Okay. Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. Hi, can I speak to Jamshir? Hello?
Hi, Mr. Shah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Is it Jamshir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry for waiting.
I just have one question. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, in terms of filing the I-140 petition, if we choose adjustment of status, can we change that later on when the I-140 gets approved, let's say to consulate processing?
Yes, you can, but they might ask you for the fees again. Why would you do that? If people like to have adjustment of status, why you want to put it on consular processing? You're not from India, right?
Yeah, because I was actually moving from F1 to GC. So I was wondering and I'm also doing my CPT, so I was wondering if there's any complications with CPT before they adjudicate on my I-485. So is there any option if I go back for the consular processing?
Don't do consular processing. It will get your case worse, my friend. Don't. I will recommend that you talk to your lawyer or give me a call at the office. Let me look at your file. Don't do that. I know there are problems with CPT that are coming soon, but at the end of the day, it is always easier to fight the case on adjustment of status than sending it to National Visa Center. If you send it there, you might get stuck forever. So don't do that. And if before you make any move, give me a call at the office, 510-742-5887. Because you're getting a chance that people are pretty much kind of dying to have, getting adjustment of status. Don't mess it up. Deal with the CPT, but then we can talk in private what is the issue with your CPT. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your advice.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So, Michael, I don't know if I have more callers. I just wanted to let people know anything I'm telling you today is educational in nature. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And this is Attorney Chaparrali. We are live on air. Our law firm, the Chaparrali Law Group, is located in Newark, California. We have a branch in San Francisco and also a branch in Washington, D.C. But right now, our Washington, D.C. kind of merged here because we have so much work here. So right now, we were talking, of course, about so many issues. And you saw on the calls that we are getting, people are pretty much asking questions about their job itself. And this is amazing what is happening because this is not... these are things that were not even issues a few years ago. And now, with the new higher American by American policy of Trump, things are getting tough. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Personally, I don't like it because, of course, we try to help immigrants, but a lot of other immigrants kind of thinking, okay, now it will be easier for them. But the truth is that based on his memo, etc., even you have been an H-1B for years, when it's time to file an extension or a transfer, they will look back in your case since day one. So that means, for example, let's say you entered an F1, In 2005, you move to H1, etc., etc., and then you're filing an extension now, even 15, 20 years later, they will go back to that original when you enter. So make sure that all this is clean. One of the things we are seeing is that a lot of people got into the master's quota while their school doesn't qualify for it. In order to get into the master's quota, two requirements. Number one, your school has to be either non-profit or a state school. And two, you the school has to be accredited. So what happens, many schools back in the days were not non-profit, even though they were accredited, etc., and then, or they were not state schools, so they get into the masters because at that time they were not checking it because they had a master's degree. But now when they go back and they find this out, they are taking away those H-1Bs for people, and unfortunately, these are cases that you cannot really fight. That's the sad part of it, and we are seeing a lot of those. This has been going on actually since Obama, but now it's getting more and more prominent. Now, the other things that we are seeing also a lot are people who are, of course, panicking, and they have reasons to be panicking because their case got denied, they don't have enough information, if you don't have an end client letter, you can forget about it, okay? Now, the other thing, of course, that we are seeing panic is student visas. As you know, what they did in May, they amended the student visa rules to actually make it almost impossible for third party. That means consulting companies to place people at a third party. And then what they did just after that, they issued a memo, which if you work it together, what it will do is create a situation where if you violate that, you fall out of status. And the problem with falling out of status, you cannot do a change of status. In order to change status or move to another status from F1, for example, to H1, you have to be in status. But if they cut that off, what it does, when it's time to get your H1B on October 1st, they might say, oops, no, we can't give it to you. You went out of status. Why? Because ultimately you were in violation of the law because you continue working for the third party. And that becomes a problem. Then the case will either be denied or sent to a consular processing. That consular processing means basically you have to go to the U.S. Embassy. And there your case is retried, kind of. So it's a really, really a very smart and efficient, quote-unquote, evil way of doing things. And that's kind of the problem we're facing. I was discussing with some of my friends, so lawyers, on a group on Facebook, and we were all kind of starting being nostalgic at the time when we could use the law in favor of our clients. Now it seems the law is making the clients' life almost unbearable, and the few tools we had are getting cut off day by day, especially if you're from India. Things are getting worse and worse, and that's the part that is so stressful because most of the engineers we're talking about are from India. So that's a real catch-22 situation we are trying to deal with. But as a good news, we are still getting approvals, especially in EB1. We just got those difficult H-1Bs approved. But watch out if you're a student or if you're doing an extension or the job description. Let me take another caller, Michael. Hi, Prashant.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Shah. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. What can I do for you?
Yes. Yeah. So I had a question. You just mentioned about, if you got into the 20,000 H-1B master's quota, there could be problems. Now, my question is, how do I find out if my H-1B was filed in the master's quota or not? So this was done in 2010 when, the cap was not getting full immediately. So I'm not sure whether it was on the master quota or regular quota that it was filed. The voice is low, so I'll take the answer on the radio.
Okay. Okay, the question is, ladies and gentlemen, what Prashant was asking is he's in a master's quota, and he doesn't know if he got in the master's quota or not. And it was 2010 where we didn't have the lottery system. Well, the answer is very hard to tell. The only way you will know is when they start inquiring about it. And usually what happens is the master's quota was taking longer time to get used while the regular quota was getting used earlier. So unfortunately, there's no way to know. which one you got into. You can try to ask your company who originally filed your case to do a Freedom of Information Act request and try to pull the file so that you know. But you won't get the details which quota the USCIS put you on. So if your employer requested a master's quota, they probably put you in the master's quota, especially because there was no waiting time. So what happens next is, unfortunately, if they did that and you don't qualify for master's quota, there is a chance they'll come back to you. So be ready for that. Unfortunately, we are seeing those things happening. It did happen before, but not that bad. Now, how to deal with that? There's no real solution. You will have to either go back and try a new quota again, because then technically they will send you what we call a notice of intent to revoke, an OIR. Then ultimately you won't be able to answer, because definitely if your school didn't qualify, or you didn't qualify for a master's quota and you got into the master's quota, unless there are some arguments to be made, okay, there was no lottery, so you could have easily put me on a regular quota, etc. But I've tried this argument. It didn't really work. But it is an argument to be made again. So all this is going to revolve around what is in there. So you can do what we call a Freedom of Information request. It's Form G639, but your company has to do it because H-1B doesn't belong to you. So I hope that answers you, Prashant. And if you getting confused, feel free to call my office for a consultation, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. I have another 8 minutes, I think, to go, right, Michael? So I will go ahead and talk a little bit about debt settlement, because this is another issue we're getting to, because a lot of people now are heading to Canada or moving to Australia, and we won't be taking more calls, Michael. So people who are calling, they can call our office now, 510-742-5887. I wanted to thank you all, actually, for making this show really a success. We've been going on for 8 years now, and we have always had good feedback on this show. It has helped a lot of people. Actually, myself, I learn a lot from people also calling on the show. So I wanted to thank you all, especially the listeners, for being faithful for so many years, and new listeners, I wanted to welcome them. And I know also Radio Zindagi has an app, so please download it. I think I had clients calling me, they're listening to the app when they're in New York, New Jersey. I had one in South Carolina too. So all these are things that are really kind of, people are scared. To be honest, I spend my time pretty much calming down people. But going back now to the situation of debt settlement, if you have a credit card or a second mortgage or some kind of lawsuit against you, there was a judgment against you, please give us a call. We might be able to get you out of those. Do a settlement. We don't do the litigation. We don't do bankruptcy. We do only the settlement. That means negotiating with the other party and get you a deal. We've been getting some good results. We have been doing this now for 8 years also, well, actually 7 years, and we have had some very good results. It's a different department, different people working in there, but we help for that. It's not only those who are immigrants, but U.S. citizens mostly. But we can help you also for immigrant H-1B, you name it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to talk about that too, and the website to check for that is yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. I think I have like 5-6 more minutes to go, right, Michael? So I'll go ahead and recap, because I didn't have a chance in the beginning to talk a little bit about this separation of children that has really made the world cry in the past few days. It was really heartbreaking, to be honest with you. I've done many cases. I don't do a lot of deportation now, well, although my San Francisco office handles some of them. I've been to many of those custody places. It is not really a pleasant sight, I can tell you. It stays in your head and it takes a toll on you. And now thinking about kids in there, as much as I don't think they basically kind of put kids the same way, but separating them for the parents was really the ultimate thing, that the drop of water that spilled everything. So I just wanted to say that our heart is with all those people. You know, it has shook the world. People will call me and say, what the heck is wrong with your country, things like that. I even get insulted for that. But the truth is that immigration is going to get worse and worse. Can't deny it. Trump is anti-immigration, definitely. And Jeff Sessions, who's our Attorney General, is anti-immigration. Most of the Republicans are anti-immigration. We have a conservative Supreme Court, which ultimately is on the borderline. And we might have retirement of the few liberals on the Supreme Court. So don't expect things to get better. As I mentioned before, and several times, even before Trump took power, things are going to get worse. Hopefully it might get better. We have an election this year. For those who can vote, please go and vote. It's very important. Make your voice heard. Luckily, we have few people in our community in politics, and I call on them to protect the community, because if these things continue, it's not going to be nice. It's a lot of people are even calling me to ask if they can go U.S. citizen people are calling me asking if they can go to another country and file asylum. Well, unfortunately, I cannot answer that because I'm licensed only in the U.S. I mean, in California, and then, of course, federal law for immigration. But as a message I wanted to pass to all of you, for those who are immigrants, who are citizens, please don't forget about the other people, because a lot of times in conversations, even on Facebook, you will see someone who made it. Now he's pretty much looking down at the other people. Most people don't, by the way, but few do. But they have to think, well, there is a concept called pulling the ladder. Just when the concept is simple, you took a ladder, you went up, and once you reach up, you pull the ladder. That means the person below doesn't get the ladder. That's wrong. Because the strength of our community comes in the immigrant community. If that community gets cut short, don't think you're going to be really the kind of American citizen, quote-unquote, situation where basically you will not be considered as an immigrant. So it is important that we support each other. And it is important also that we put our petty differences on the side. Just don't, okay, this one is Mexican, this one is Hindu, this one is Muslim, this one is Christian. No, we are all one right now. And we have the support of many people who are born here too. We need the support, and we need to be sticking together. If we don't, we will see things get really fast falling apart. We saw this for those who were here after September 11th. Things almost went the wrong way. But luckily, the community pulled up together, and we were able to survive this. But we cannot divide and divide one another for no reason right now. This is not the time. I know I'm making kind of a speech, but either we stick together, fight this, and really make it happen for all, or we will all suffer. I can tell you right now, because I know. Most of us right now on the radio is probably are citizens, so we don't have this problem, but it is our problem. This is what the message I wanted to pass. Because if we ignore it, there is a famous saying from a reverend during the times of war, which basically goes like that. They came for the disabled. I didn't say anything because I was not. They came for the Jew. I didn't say anything because I was not a Jew. But then they came for me. Nobody was there. So what happens is that if things go bad, we are not only the other people are going to suffer, we are going to suffer, and I can bet on that. I'm not making a speech to be whichever political party you want to be in, either or Democrat or Independent. All I'm saying, look at it from a human perspective. It's very, very important. We need your support. And I wanted to thank all our listeners for listening to this, and thank Michael for giving me an opportunity to talk, and Radio Zindagi. At the end of the day, we are all one, humanity. Things are going to really get rough from here. Climate change, another thing that is going to come next in the next 10 years is going to be migration based on climate change. So get ready for that too. That's going to put a lot of pressure. So those who are here are able to make it, help the others. So I wanted to thank you all, and anything I told you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And the website to check is attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com. Call us 510-742-5887. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. And I'll have Amit continue from there. Amit, are you there?
Hey, Shah, how are you?
I'm doing well, Amit. I'm doing well. Thank you, my friend, and